Welcome to the HohO Show, rated the #1 most listened to podcast on Pluto. So join us now as we discuss news, politics, current events, and so much more. So clear the airways and strap in as we defend the Constitution. Because freedom matters.
Broadcasting live from the Cata Studio. So welcome to the HohO Show, and as always, I am your host, HohO, and I am joined in studio today by none other than Ray.
Hello.
How you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good. If I was any better, I'd be twins, and that's
scary.
That's a very scary thought for me.
One's enough for us.
Yeah, one's enough for me. Yeah. I lived with myself, and that's just, whew, that's terrifying. That is terrifying. I'm hearing a buzz.
Is that Vector? No? Yeah, I hear a buzz too.
I'm only hearing it whenever you talk, though.
I didn't talk then.
Yeah, but Vector's over there making enough noises. I don't know what the deal is. I don't know what that's going to...
I promise I'm not buzzed.
That's debatable.
Well,
that's debatable. So, guys, we got some things to talk about. We might as well just go ahead and dive right into it. And just so you guys know, this, we're winging this. By the way, we're just going to wing this episode. And hello, Linda, over there in Spreaker land. How are you doing? And she asks, is Vector practicing social distancing? Kind of. He's kind of practicing it. He's kind of staying away from me, but he's still, he's still being obnoxious.
Just like his dad.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And pushing things and just being a turd. He's trying to push his block off the desk. He's pushed his block off the desk. That little turd.
Wow.
Yeah. There's a buzz, and that's annoying the crap out of me.
Yeah. There is a buzz.
Holy crap, guys. That's going to get so annoying. Holy crap. That is... Oh, man, that is...
the little things that get to you.
And hello, April, over there in Facebook land. Good to see you. Good to see you over there. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and dive right into this. So, we've got some things to talk about, and... So I was listening to Alex Exum show on Spreaker. If you go to alexexum.com or livetalk.live, and I'm hoping I'm getting that right. I think I am. But he did a show, I don't even remember what the title of it was. Oh, COVID-19, a hoax. Or at least And he threw some information in there, and I watched a little bit of one of the videos on there, and everything that the guy was saying was jiving up with what I had already... with research that I had done on it and whatnot. And some of the things that he was talking about was quite interesting, wasn't it? Because you got a good part of that too.
Right.
So, and again, a lot of what he was saying was stuff that research that I had already done, facts that I had already heard, and I wasn't surprised. I really wasn't. Was you surprised?
Not really.
Yeah.
Because a lot of it, like you said, you've already discussed some of it. So.
Yeah. And so, okay, now again, guys, I'm not talking, on the aspect of the whole thing's a hoax, because that's not where the video and the discussion went. That's not what it was talking about at all. And that's going to drive the... that is...
Can he make it? Can he make it to the first break? Who wants to take bets? Who wants to take bets on that?
Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. I don't know what the problem is. All right, guys, you know what? I may have to fiddle with some cables, go to break real quick before we really get into this. And I'm sorry. This is that buzz. Ermiger. Oh, okay. All right. I can do it. We can get through to the first break. We ain't got to go right now. Okay, so we can do it. No, I can't do that either. That's not gonna. I can't do that either. I tried to take the headphones off, and that's just not going to work. So okay, guys, we're going to fly through this. Okay. Oh my goodness, this is annoying. Okay, so here's the thing. Now we're not talking about the aspect on this with the whole thing being a hoax. Okay, but what this video was talking about was, more or less the testing of getting the virus itself, how they go through the testing of it. Okay. And that was very telling. Okay. Now, again, a lot of this lines up with research that I've already done. And I'm like, yeah, okay. So that's cool. So he was talking about, with the type of test that they use, it doesn't actually test to see if you have the virus itself. Okay. This is a genetic type of a test, a genetic marker. Okay. And the result that they're looking for, it's looking for something, a specific type of genetic marker that can be caused by a myriad of different things. Okay. COVID-19 being one of them, and even cancer is another one. Okay. So they're not actually testing for the virus itself. They're they're searching for a genetic marker that is present if you have COVID-19. And this particular type of test, the guy that developed this test, he said that this test, and I got a thing. Let's throw music. Music? Yep, nope, it's not even on. Okay. Speak. Okay, the RT-PCR test. And I think I screwed up those letters, but there's letters in there and whatnot. In this particular type of test, the guy even said that this should never be used to test for any type of a viral infection. Okay, right. It should never be used for that. That's not the intention of this test. Okay, so there you have one thing. And the other thing that makes it, yes, Linda, the David COVID-19 and 5G, what's the connection? Yeah. And I didn't get that far in, just like a 2.5 hour video from the one that was on his the comments section of that. So if you guys go to Spreaker.com after the show and check out Live Talk, Alex Exum, and his COVID-19 is a hoax, he's got in there, he's got the the links to watch the interview of where this information is coming from, or at least where, okay. But the aspect of what the guy talked about was, and this is the thing that makes it where the hoax aspect of it comes into play, okay? Because this test, considering this genetic marker is so small, they have to amplify the signal. Amplify the genetic material that they're gathering, okay? Why this is important. We're not talking magnification, okay? We're not talking being able to look at something extremely tiny. We're talking about amplifying. Was that Dave? Yes, that was Dave. Sam. And welcome, Sam, over there in Facebook land. But he was talking about amplification, amplifying the signal. So here's the thing, okay? Different countries are amplifying this in different ways. They're using different amplification. It's not necessarily something that is unified on how much amplification they're doing on this genetic marker whenever they're doing this test. And basically from what the guy said, and from what the research shows, is that you can just amplify and keep amplifying until you get a positive result. You may amplify it up to 30. You may amplify it up to 40. You may amplify it up to 50. You can amplify however many times you want to. But the higher you amplify, the more likely it is that you're going to get a positive result out of this. So it's not a good, clear test. Right?
Victor wanted to chime in there.
He's yelling up at the microphone. I think he agrees too.
Yeah. So like you said, every country, if they're not doing the standard what everybody else is doing, you're going to get various readings.
Exactly. So, I mean, it's a bad way to go about it. For people, whenever we're talking science, okay, this is the thing. This is why scientists are supposed to have the faith of people, okay? Because it's supposed to be relatively unified. I mean, that's how they do this kind of thing. It's supposed to be relatively unified. They're supposed to, and you would think that they would actually test to see if you either have the virus or you have the antibodies for the virus, but they're not. Is what they're doing is they're testing your body's reaction to having something, whether it be a virus or whether it be cancer or any myriad of sicknesses. That's what they're testing, is your body's reaction. They're not testing if you have the virus itself. How ridiculous is that?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry, go ahead.
It skews everything if that's the case, and how are you supposed to get accurate results? Mm-hmm. Or the question is, do some people really want accurate results?
There you go, and there's a good question for you. So what's going on? I mean, that's kind of the thing. And again, guys, I'm not into the conspiracy aspect of things. I really don't travel down those roads. I really don't. I'm not that kind of person. This ain't that kind of show. Right. I don't do that. And yeah, Linda Irwin over here in Spreaker put in a good point. Allergies create the immune response as well. Exactly. So I mean, yeah. But like I said, I mean, I'm not a conspiracy type of a person. Okay. This is not the type of person I am. Those aren't the roads I travel down. But this is all looking pretty sketchy, okay? The science isn't there, okay? And shortly after March 25th, okay, I seen something, and it was basically how many deaths caused by this, how many deaths caused by that, how many deaths caused by the other. And this is a point that I may have brought up on another episode. I really don't remember. They all kind of run together sometimes, so I don't completely remember, but I looked at a thing, excuse me, and it was how many deaths were caused by corona, how many deaths and attributed to, okay? And that's another aspect of this whole entire thing that's completely askewed, okay? But how many people died from corona? How many people died from the common flu? How many people died from this and that and the other? And abortion was even thrown in there too. And would you guys believe it? That the common flu was attributed to more deaths this year. I'm not talking last year. I'm talking this year. More deaths attributed to the common flu than to coronavirus.
I can believe it.
Yeah. And here this thing was sold to us as a mankind killer virus. Okay? What was that term you used earlier? You used a really good one. It was amazing.
Oh. I had something amazing.
Yeah, you did. But yeah, I mean, it's extinction level virus. That's what I'm trying to say. How many people have recovered? In April,
apocalyptic.
Yeah, apocalyptic. This is a mankind killer, extinction level virus. That's what they're selling it to us as.
Right.
And April, I'm going to bring you up those numbers because there is a website that you can go to. It is ncov2019.live. That is November Charlie Oscar Victor 2019.live. Okay. And there are very accurate numbers on that. Okay, very accurate numbers. Just in like as they get this data, they update the website. Okay, and this is global numbers. I'm going to give you global numbers. Almost 1.8 million people total confirmed cases, and that's global. In the United States, we have 532,000, just over 532,000. Global or U.S. recovery. 29,803. And I also have another document that I can pull up. No, I don't. Apparently I don't. Apparently I got to go over here and pull it up because I didn't pull it up ahead of time. And I apologize about that. Now, from whenever I put this information in here, which was earlier today, and of course these numbers has changed. However, the percentages, which is what I'm kind of focused on right here. The percentages of recovery, and this is based off of the total confirmed global, is 22.43%. Okay. Just in the US, wow, 5.67%. Just in the US. I kind of figured that number would be higher. Anyway, but that's how many have recovered. Let me find it again. 28,511 people, and that is 5.67 of the confirmed cases. That's of the confirmed cases, and that's important. Okay, so man, that buzz is really aggravating the snot out of me. Holy crap! But yeah, and that was this year from January 1st to March 25th. That was total cases, confirmed of what they say is confirmed cases of COVID-19, and deaths caused by the flu. The flu has killed more people this year than COVID-19 has. And I had somebody argue with me on the onset of this. It was like, oh, well, you can't really trust that because of the lockdown and the quarantine stuff and everything else. And I'm like, well, yeah, but that's in tangent. I mean, that's at the same time. I mean, We're not talking last year's numbers versus this year's numbers. Last year, whenever there was no lockdown, when there was no quarantine order, when there was no social distancing going on globally, and that was just U.S. We weren't talking, none of these numbers were reflecting globally. It was just in the U.S. The flu's killed more people.
Right.
From January 1st to March 25th, I was like, holy crap. And they're calling this an extinction level virus. And it's like, this is not an extinction level virus.
And like we alluded to, off air, some of these hospitals and some of these places, somebody can die of the flu or regular pneumonia or this or that, and they're classifying it under COVID-19. For various reasons, whether they want more funding for that state or, whatever excuse that there is. Somebody can die from pneumonia that most people get every year, but we're in the hospital, so we're going to call it Corona, so we can get that extra funding. So you can't really trust those numbers on that aspect. Are people dying of it? Yes. Is this a real disease? Yes. I've had one distant family member die of it. I'll say that right on air. I know people who have died of coronavirus. That being said, as HoHO was saying, nationally is what we're talking about. The numbers are skewed. You can't take the number of people who've had it or died and say that they all had that disease. There could have been, they could have had the flu, they could have had pneumonia, they could have had underlying ailments elsewhere. But some people are classifying everything that they've died of. Well, we're just going to label it Corona. So you can't really trust the numbers totally.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing too, because, and you alluded to this, and this is something that Alex talked about on the show too, that all they have to do is amplify the test more, and they can get virtually a positive result out of anybody they test. And I don't know, because that's the thing. I don't know what other countries has used, because they're all using the same test, more or less, that RT-PKQZ test. They're all using the same test because that's, according to them, that's the most accurate test that they have. So they're all using the same test. But
are they all using it in the same manner, though?
Exactly. Are they all using the same amplification? Are they turning the gauge all the way up to 10, or you got some countries turning it up to 11? Are they turning their amplifiers up to 9, up to 8? I mean, we don't know. And they're not being upfront, and they're not giving us that information. They're not telling us. We don't know. So who knows how many people actually have it and actually not, and you talked about this before. You got pretty ill a while back ago, didn't you?
Yeah, back in December, myself, one of my family members, my boss, a couple other mutual friends of ours.
And we talked about this too because, once you reach a certain age and you've gotten sick with multiple things, you don't really need to go to a doctor to know that's what I have.
Right.
When I was younger, I used to get swimmer's ear all the time. Like I had swimmer's ear like 8 times in my left ear. I've had it like 7 or 6 times in my right ear. I basically had a standing order of the medicine for swimmer's ear. All my mom basically had to do was call up the nurse and say, hey, he's got swimmer's ear again. And she'd talk to the doc. The doc would call up the pharmacy, put the prescription in, we'd go there and do it. We didn't even have to talk to the doctor to get my prescription for swimmer's ear, which was like drops and whatnot. We didn't have to do that. Why? Because I get it. I got it all the time,
right.
And they did something cool with swimmer's ear too, because they put like these, it first started off, you just put the drips, you drop it in your ear, in your ear ball. And it worked, but it took it longer to work. And then they come up with these things that looked like Miracle-Gro wicks. And it was like a little circular sponge that was hollow in the center of it. And you just shove that in your ear, and then you drippity-droppity, right there on the thing, and it would just take the medicine all the way, suck it right in there, not gravity-fed. It was wick, there you go.
They shoved it in too far one time, didn't they?
Well, no, but it was amazing. And like, dude, it took the recovery time in half. It did. It took the recovery time in half, and it was like 2.5 days of using that medicine and cured. It was amazing. It was good stuff. Anyway, I told you that to tell you this. I don't know why I told you that, actually. It was cool, But I was like, oh, yeah, that's why I told you that. I told you that to tell you this. Back to that. And here we go.
Can you repeat that?
No, I can't. So, but my mama was like, it's called an earwick. Yeah, an earwick. Yeah. Thank you, April. I didn't know what it was called. So, but, like 2 days, 2.5 days, that's all I was taking the medicine. And I stopped taking it. I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm done taking it. I'm done. And mom was like, what, you're a doctor now? You can just say whenever you're, you's a doctor now. You got your big boy pants on. You're all grown now. And no, my mama don't talk like that, but she does in this story because it's my story. And so I was like, no, mama, I'm not a doctor, but I know whenever my ear hurts, kind of like me knowing that I had swimmer's ear because my ear hurt and it don't hurt no more. I'm fine. So there you go. But I really don't even know what the hell I was talking about anymore.
Well, that's the same with me. I've been sick from day one.
Yeah.
Sick from day one. From the time I was born to about 15 years old, I was in the hospital at least once a year with pneumonia, bronchitis, ear infections, you name it. I've had it. And, I know when I have bronchitis. I know when I have pneumonia. I know when I have an ear infection. I know when I have the flu. I know when it's a stomach bug. I know that because of what you just said. I've had it so many times in my lifetime. I know what each of them feels like and what the symptoms are. And
what it does to your body.
I know what it does to my body.
Yep.
What I had last December was totally, something different than what I normally feel. It was real dry. It was real sharp coughs. It wasn't the same as what I used to have in the past. That's why I know I'm pretty confident that I probably had the virus back then. And the same way with my boss and a few other people, they think they had it too. So this thing was out well before February or whenever they officially, classified it. And that's my opinion, but that's what I think.
You said this thing.
This thing. Uh-huh. That's what happens when I hang around you too much.
I know, right?
I start talking HoHO language.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, and the exact same thing with me. I mean, I've had bronchitis. I've had, this, that, and the other quite a few times. I know what it does to my body, and I know when I got it. I mean, I've not been sick with this at all. I've not been sick with it, but here's the thing. Here's the thing.
The thing.
The thing.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing. The thing. Here it is. Right here. I ain't got anything to drop or anything to throw. All right, so, Oh, hello, Christine over there in Spreaker Land. Good Good to see you. Good to see you. But yeah, here's the thing. I've got, I've got a whole other family of people and then numerous other people around and, at least 10 people that I know that I can count on my fingers, and I can only count to 10. Actually, I can only count to 4,
That's on a good day.
It's a song. It just, never mind. But I know at least 10 people that I'm around constantly. People I know. People that, like, on a weekly basis, I talk with them. I see them in person. There's at least 10 people that I know have had it. Not have it now, but at least have had it. Okay? So I know I've been exposed. Had it? I can't confirm that because,
Well, that goes back to the people they talk about being asymptomatic. If you think back in that time period between, say, November, December, was there, as far as you can remember, is there any one day that you just didn't feel like yourself, even for a short time, that you can remember? Uh-oh.
No, I don't think so. I mean, I generally, feel like myself. I mean, heck, this morning I was like, it's going to be a good day. And I recognized my own voice. I had my own underwear on. I was like, today's going to be a good day.
I'm glad you had your own underwear on.
No, I mean, it'd be weird if I woke up with somebody else's underbreeches.
But, they said there's some people out there that have no symptoms at all, but possibly had the virus as well. So,
right.
Whether, like you said, as the number of people you've been around that's probably been that's had it, it wouldn't probably be a far stretch to say that you might have been exposed to it.
Right. And I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I'm a pain in the butt to my immune system. I'm a pain in the butt to most everything. So why should my immune system be any? I ain't going to treat myself better than I do. Just no, just no. And hello, Sherry over there in Facebook land. And okay, got a couple comments. Got to read this. Okay, so Linda over there in Spreaker land said, I caught. And you're helping out Vector again, ain't you? Yeah, you are.
Well, he's cutting those wires.
No, well, yeah. So she wrote, I caught an Asian virus on a cruise last May. I was sick for weeks with bronchitis after the usual flu stuff, and I believe I might have a partial immunity to this virus. That's possible. Yeah. That's possible. So, Sam wrote over here that in February, my cousin went to the doctor. They called it RSV. I don't remember what that stands for. I know what it is. I know it's a respiratory virus. I don't remember what the R stands for. Or the V stands for. I know it's a respiratory thing. And they're now calling it corona. And she could have it for up to 8 months. Holy crap. Taking that long for her body to get over it? Wow. And with some people, it's like that. Some people it takes, dude, this 1 year, man. Because whenever I get it, and I haven't had this issue, for a while. Haven't had it for a while. Actually, for probably 2, maybe 3 years, I really haven't been having this issue.
Constipation?
No, I get that from time to time. I just have, I just eat like my frosted shredded wheat because that's really good stuff. It allows for the, anyway, why are we talking about this? But, I had like this 1 year, and this was like 15 years, no, not quite 15 years ago, like maybe 10 years ago or something or another. And I mean, I was sick, and I kid you not, I had a cough for like 6 months. Like, I'd get over it for a week or two, and then I'd have it for like 3 or 4 weeks. And I'd get over it for a week or two. Stop it. Stop pushing stuff off my desk. And it just came and go, come and go. Right. And it was, will you stop it? You're being go see him. So, I mean, really?
Say hi to everybody, Vector.
It was a come and go thing, and it was for 6 months, it was just here and gone. So, I mean, we all have those issues from time to time whenever we get a bug that we just, we don't want to get rid of. We fight it off. Next thing you know, round 2 comes around and it's like, oh, I'm sick again. Crap. I mean, it happens. Well,
you remember a year before, all this, when you were still in the attic, I had that bad cold, that bad cough that just would not go away.
Yeah.
But as long as that took to go away, the feeling of that did not compare to what I felt like in December. It was two totally different feelings in my body. You know, that's how I can tell that December was something a little different.
Right. Let's see, Linda put in here, she goes, they say that it may have started a lot earlier than winter of 2019. And you know what? I actually kind of...
Wouldn't surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me. And that's the thing, too, because this is, like the flu, it's a seasonal type of a thing. You know, winter seasons, you know, so once it warms up, and they've already had scientists say, you know, and support what I'm about to say, that, you know, it's a seasonal thing. Here, I'm saying it, a seasonal thing. And, you know, it's going to come back around, you know, and it's basically one of them things that... It's basically one of them things that, you know, it's like the flu, it's just going to kind of be the next, the new norm now, you know, since the COVID-19. And that's the thing too, guys, because this is not the time. Wait, stop, rewind, play. This is not the first time that a corona type virus has infected people, you know, because like, which one was it? SARS? It may have been SARS.
2009. SARS, I think.
Yeah, and SARS was a corona. It came from a coronavirus. You know, that's what it was. So, I mean, this isn't the first time we've had this issue, you know, and it's not going to be the last. So, I mean, whether this one just is the new norm or basically we are able to get rid of it, and in all honesty, I hope that we can. But if not, it's just like every other year, guys. You know, you get sick, you know, oh, Linda, I did not know that. She said that she had the swine flu in August of 2009. Wow. You know, and just like, people are stupid. Can we agree? Can we agree on that, guys? People are stupid, aren't they?
Yes.
You know, people are just stupid. All right.
Well, what's that line in Men in Black where...
oh, yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones...
I know exactly what part you're talking about.
A person is smart, but people are stupid.
Yeah, and you know what? I do not have this clip. I really don't. But we're going to find it real quick. Because you know what? This is a clip that I've actually wanted to get for quite a while. You know, I haven't done it yet.
Would you like to go to break and search for that?
Well, no, because it's not really going to help me out that much.
Oh.
Because I can't search it, and it's still going to, the audio is still going to, I don't want to do that, so I got it, you know, and do the thing,
The
thing. Yeah. So let me, oh yeah, MIB, that's what I was
MIB.
trying to talk, you know, say, type. MIB.
People are stupid.
People are stupid. And you know, there it is right there. Okay, here we go.
Humans, for the most part, don't have a clue. They don't want one or need one either. They're happy. They think they have a good bead on things.
Well, why the big secret? People are smart. They can handle it.
A person is smart. People are dumb, panicky, dangerous animals, and you know it. 1,500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was the center of the universe. 500 years ago, everybody knew the Earth was flat. And 15 minutes ago, you knew that people were alone on this planet.
Exactly.
Imagine what you'll know.
You know, people are stupid. I don't even remember why I went that direction.
Yep, I got none.
I got nothing. There was a reason I was going there. There was a reason. People are stupid. Oh yeah, that's why I was going there. People are stupid because, you know, all right. Coronavirus. And this is the reason why, whenever this thing first started hitting the news, that I was like, I thought they were making fun of it. Because one of the videos I seen was this woman that took like a butt ton of Corona beer and was dumping it down the drain because she was afraid her hubby was going to get sick for drinking the Corona beer. It's like, it don't work like that. You know, it's not the same thing. And whenever Linda mentioned the swine flu, I'm like, yeah, we blame pigs on that. The pork market, the pork market. English is a first language, guys. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
It sucks. It's very bad. But the pork market, still can't say it. The pork market suffered badly. I mean, pig prices went down.
Well, speaking of that, I seen an article today. I didn't look at the whole entire thing, but the headline was swine flu found in turkeys in South Carolina, and they destroyed several thousands of them.
Yeah. Yeah, Samantha over there in Facebook land goes, one person panics and they all create panic to other people. And it just keeps building. And you're absolutely right on that. I mean, that's what...
There goes the toilet paper.
I still never understood the correlation. I'm like, does coronavirus really cause, explosive diarrhea? Because these are things I need to know about, I mean, I'm actually kind of surprised that it was the toilet paper that went off the shelves and not... Depends.
Depends on what?
Really, dude?
I had to say it.
That was good. Gross, drink real alcohol. And some people, yeah. Anyway. So yeah, people are just
Yeah.
stupid,
Panicky, irrational, stupid.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, we are going to take a quick break, and when we get back, I'm going to play one of my old faithful, promos since, I didn't hardly do jack for prep. I was watching video and reading stuff, and I really didn't do a whole heck of a lot of prep for the show, but we still got stuff to talk about when we get back.
He said we're going to wing it.
We are winging it. That's what we're doing, because it's winging time. It's not hammer time. It's winging time. So, guys, just a couple minutes, and we'll just be right back. Which one do I want to play? Ooh, let's play this one. No, I don't want to play that one. I clicked on it, and then I was like, immediately, no, I changed my mind already. Let's play Psycho. I ain't played Psycho in a while. Have you ever sat down on your throne just to find out that you are dangerously low on shift tickets, making it to where you have to make a mad dash to the store just to pick yourself up some? If this has ever happened to you, pick up the #1 most rated toilet paper found in Uranus and use what the professionals use. Angel Soft. See, I'm just not a fan of some toilet paper. Some of them it's like putting a pillow between your nice rosy. Others, like John Wayne toilet paper, it's like using sandpaper. But do what the professionals use. Use the type of toilet paper that is the Goldilocks of brands, Angel Soft. Available wherever toilet paper is sold. Man, that was absolutely hilarious. And yes, I pretty well did that on purpose.
Not you.
No, not me. So,
Payback's real.
What'd you say?
Nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead. Continue.
So, all right. Hold on. I didn't fix that bus. So is that coming out on you guys' end, or is that only on my end? I'm kind of curious. If you guys would let me know in the chat, because it's annoying the crap out of me. Little static feed. I don't know if it's just static or feedback. I don't know what it is. You know. Sherry put in here, good thing leaves are common trees for toilet paper. Come me on. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. I can read. Good things leaves are come on trees for toilet paper. Yeah, I didn't do any better on that the second time around. I know what she's saying, though. She's saying good thing that leaves are common and they come on trees.
Just don't use those leaves on the plants that are like 3 leaves.
Yeah,
Cause
leaves
that
of
would
3?
be bad.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be funny for everybody else.
Yeah.
It just won't be very funny for... Dude, and I get... Dude. I get, like... what's that thing called?
That thing?
You know that thing? I get that a lot.
Poison oak, ivy,
The itchy...
sumac?
Yeah, the ivy. The poison ivy. I don't really have, like, poison oak. Not so much. Because I've gotten that, and that wasn't real bad. I've had to have a steroid shot because I had it so bad on my leg that they gave me steroid for the poison ivy. It's poisonous.
Yeah, I've had to have that too.
Sims, does it sound like Dave? No, it's the static, and I'm hoping it's not coming across on you guys. I'm hoping it's just like my headset or something like that, and it's not.
Yeah, I hear it.
Yeah, I hear it. But only when I talk. Or you talk.
I talk.
Yeah, see, there it is. Okay, anyway, moving on. Moving on up. So I got some other stuff. Don't use poison. Bad for the bung. Ooh, yeah, exactly. Using the poison, very bad for the bung. The bung. Very bad. So... there was some other articles in here that I want to kind of touch base on. And normally, guys, y'all can head on over to thehohoshow.com. Just go to that newsfeed tab. Click on the magazine I got on Flipboard, which is my go-to hub, my one-stop shop for all things news. Sam says she doesn't hear it, so that's amazing. I'm very, very glad. So that's only annoying to me.
Yeah.
And you. You hear it too, right?
I hear it.
Okay, good. I'm not the only one.
Yeah. A happy Easter tomorrow to everybody.
Yeah, happy Ether. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Ether.
Ether who?
The Ether Bunny. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Estelle.
Estelle who?
Estelle the Ether Bunny. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Estelle.
Estelle who?
Estelle the Ether Bunny. Yeah, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Orange.
Orange who?
Aren't you glad I didn't say Ether Bunny again? It's dad jokes, man.
If I could reach the sound effects button, I'd push something right now.
Which one? I know, I'm not quite right. Anyway, that was one of my dad Ether Bunny jokes. I thought it was hilarious. Anyway,
but speaking of Easter, though,
go ahead.
They're because of COVID-19, some mayors in certain areas and politicians don't want people gathering at churches in their parking lot, even though they'll be in their own cars. AKA a certain Mississippi mayor. Mm-hmm. But then I just heard before the show, a federal judge has basically blocked that from happening, at least in their district. We have the same issue here in Illinois, but we haven't had an injunction here from the fourth circuit court yet.
Right, and yeah, that article that you were mentioning right here, the Blaze, federal judge punches back at Den Mayer who criminalized Easter drive-in church services. Now, here's the thing, though, guys, and this is what, to me, this is what's irritating, okay? Because they're only doing this, okay, these crackdowns on services, they're only doing this to Christian churches, Catholic churches. They're not doing this to Muslim churches. They're not doing this to mosques. That's what's irritating to me. If you're going to do it, then do it. If you're not, don't. You know, this whole double standard thing, it irritates the living out of me. There's words there, but, you know.
That's a lot of woojiji.
That is a lot of woojiji. You know, it's like, the term, you know, that scared the bejesus out of me. I don't know who bejesus is. I don't know what bejesus is. But sometimes when it gets scared out of you, it's, whoo, you know. It's like behave, you know. It's like I've never met Have. Why do you want me to be him? Why do you want me to be somebody that I've never even met? He might be, you know, he might be a bad guy for all I know. I don't know Have. Parents say behave. I was beat a lot as a kid.
I can't see why.
Because he said, behave. Who's Have? Why do you want me to be him? It's like, like Oregon Trail, dude. I seen this meme on Facebook, and this was hilarious because this is a line that I use, and I say this. You know, I've done it for a while. You know, it's like, you know, on Oregon Trail. Y'all ever played Oregon Trail? You know, that's a game from like way back. You know, them big, huge floppy disks that were like 4 something inches and the flat and the flexible.
5 1/4.
Yeah, 5 1/4, and yeah, but the Oregon Trail, wasn't that on the 3.5 millimeter, the harder disc? That was a hard drive to me back in the day. You know, it was
remember
because it was a hard plastic. But you get that game on the hard plastic, you know, and you plug it in, and you know, people died from dysentery, and I was like, I don't even know who Terry is. I've never met him in the game, but it sucks that I died from dysentery when I don't even know that I dissed him. And I seen this thing, and it was the Oregon Trail. And It was the Oregon Trail guy dissed Terry Crews. And then Terry Crews, like, killed him. It was like, died from dysentery. And I'm like, that's amazing. Anyway, I'm okay. Really, I am.
A federal judge blocks that Mississippi mayor's order. Yeah. Which is a good thing. I wish they'd make that nationwide. But they didn't.
Oh, Christine put in here in New York, I believe is that my, okay, that's my ear. I just had a tone coming through my ear. Are you hearing a tone right now in it?
No.
Okay, so it's my ear ball. My ear ball is hearing a tone. Never mind.
It's the aliens.
I guess. I don't know. They put an implant in there and they need to take it out.
Yeah, that's causing the buzz.
Yeah, but you're hearing it too.
Well, the implant is causing the feedback. Yeah.
Okay, so here in New York, I believe that the mosques have been acknowledging the shelter at home. It's the Hasidic Jews who have not. And I wasn't referring to necessarily that they haven't, but like the articles that I have read, you know, they're specifically pointing out, and the different laws that were written that I have seen, they're not mentioning mosques in them. They were just mentioning, you know, Catholic churches, Christian churches, you know, things. And I don't remember if they actually mentioned Hasidic Jew churches. What are them things called?
Synagogues?
Yes, thank you. I don't recall if they had mentioned synagogues. I think some of them did, some of them didn't. I don't know. I know I read a couple that did. I don't remember where from. I don't remember if it was New York, L.A., Chicago. I have no idea.
Did you see the thing about the one in Mississippi where the cop allegedly said that we're going to make an example out of you?
No, I did not. Do tell.
For other churches. Yeah, supposedly it's not confirmed, but supposedly one of the cops told one of the parishioners that, or the pastor, I can't remember which one, that we're going to make an example out of you for other churches. Whether that's true, it hasn't been confirmed, but, you know.
Well, and that's like, from the church that you go to, they've been flat out told that, even doing a drive-in Easter service, that they will be fined for doing that, and of which case, that's the thing, man. I mean, if you're in your car, like doing a drive-in style type of a thing, it's not hard to get a, like a radio transceiver, pump that puppy up, do your service right there, getting played right through the radio, just like a drive-in movie theater. Do the same stinking thing. That wouldn't be hard. And you're quarantined in your vehicle. What's wrong with that? You're following the social distancing rules. You're quarantined in your vehicle, or social distanced in your vehicle. Same type of thing. What's the problem with that?
You can't do that, but you could still go to the store and stand right next to somebody, and thousands of people touching the same items and this and that and everything else, but you can't do that. Mm-hmm. That goes back to what you said earlier about the double standard.
Right. And Linda put in here, she goes, we have police at our highway borders and airports turning back people from out of the area. I know Florida was doing that. They had this big thing. And one of the drivers at the company I was working for, he witnessed this firsthand, that they were pulling all four-wheelers into the rest area, testing them for the COVID-19. And I also know that shortly after that, they shut the border down for non-essential, non-commercial. You don't live in Florida, you ain't staying in Florida. It was like, holy cow. So I heard that, Christine. She said Rhode Island was refusing New Yorkers. You heard about that?
I heard something about that. I didn't hear the specific state, but I heard that.
Yeah.
New Yorkers
Rhode Island
turned around.
Mm-hmm.
And also seen the article too. They're contemplating. At least the doctor that's been on TV is contemplating Americans to have immunization papers to prove that you're okay.
Right.
What's your thoughts on that?
I heard the same thing, because they're talking about, or at least on a national level, they're wanting to get people back to work. Okay. But what they're afraid of is, getting people out, dropping down the quarantine order, dropping all that stuff and getting people out and having the virus and the death rate just skyrocket like kind of a round two. That's what they're afraid of, And so in order to minimize the risk of exposure and whatnot, you have to get basically and this is what they were talking about, was getting some sort of a stop, rewind, play. Getting some sort of a medical certificate saying either, basically one of two things. Either one, you're healthy and you're fine, you don't have it, or you've had it, recovered, no longer symptomatic. And that's more or less the stipulation they're talking about doing that. Did Steve send you the video? Oh, he did send me the video. It definitely is just crazy. Definitely crazy. Yeah, because the guy who I was talking about down in Florida, that he's seen the whole, he passed it, got a small video of it. Yeah. I mean, and dude, I tell you what, it is really weird being a truck driver who normally has to go into these scale houses, basically getting the whole thing flipped to where now it's not the 18-wheelers or 10-wheelers or 12-wheelers or 20-wheelers, because never mind, having the big trucks go into the scales, having it to where it's just the cars that are going into the scales. That looked really, really weird. Looked really, really weird. I'll have to show you that video. It looked weird. Anyway, what was I saying?
Florida.
Not before Florida.
Papers.
Yeah, exactly. Papers.
Let me see your papers.
So, but that's what they were talking about in order to minimize the risk of basically a round two on this. And Christine, I'm glad you brought this up, because I looked at this article myself. Google and Apple have joined forces to develop a COVID-19 contact tracing system. Now, here's the thing, guys. All right, I know that their heart's in the right place. Okay, I'll give them that. Their heart's in the right place. They're trying to track down where you get it, you know, who they need to talk to, all this other kind of stuff. I get it. Like I said, their heart's in the right place. Okay, but here's the thing, guys. One, I'm not even numbering these things. Whatever. Take the one out. Just scribble that away. Just take your eraser and just get rid of that one. Doesn't matter. I totally lost my train of thought right there.
Apple, Google.
Apple, Google. Considering we don't even know how long this virus has been in the U.S. Yes, we've traced it back to, you know, whatever, sometime in January or something. I don't even remember. But considering what we know so far, we don't even know when it actually came in. We don't know. We've not tracked it down to a first person. You know, we haven't done that. We don't know. Okay. And with the amount of contacts that people have, whether it be just passing by in a certain location, which is one of the things that they would end up doing, is basically tracing your steps, tracing other people's steps. You know, Sam put on here, Big Brother is watching, and that's what they would have to do, is they would have to look at your, you know, your GPS locator in your phone to see where you've been, to see if you've had contact with this person, whether it be intentional or unintentional, accidental or whatever. It's like, holy crap, you know. So how are they going to actually track and trace how this thing is infected, considering we don't know how long it's been here? We really don't know how many people and who have been infected. We don't know these things. There's too many variables that we don't know, and we can't really even find out.
Right.
You know, we just can't. And she even brought up in here, Christine did, something that you've talked about. Maybe they can just start chipping people.
Mm-hmm. Give it time.
Now, what was it that you had talked about earlier on that one? Because isn't it Bill Gates that's talking about this?
Bill Gates, he's been big into the whole vaccine community before all this even happened. And that's called ID 2020, supposedly. They want to... Oh, Lord. What now?
I heard it was ID 10T. It's a new ID 10T thing.
10T.
ID 10T.
Identity. Anywho.
All right, so I'm going to give you an assignment. On a piece of paper, in all caps. ID 10T. Write it out. And then you'll get the joke.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, I got it.
Uh-huh. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Please continue.
I hope that buzz gets louder in your ears. Anyway, the project's called Identity. You messed me up. Identity 2020. And it's a mixture of, they want to get the vaccine and put a chip, basically a chip in your hand to, like, basically everything you were talking about, you know, finding where people go, finding what they're infected to, have all your data on there, the whole 9 yards. They are wanting to get this started in 2020, and I heard they wanted it completed by 2030, which goes back to a lot of other discussions. You know?
Right, and that's the thing, and I'm not even talking about the whole aspect of, you know, the religious implications in this. You know, I'm not going down that rabbit hole. Ritter's over there in Twitch. He says, "What's new? Not much, man. How you been? It's been a while since I've seen you. Welcome." But yeah, I'm not even talking about those implications in this, but it's like, you know, I've heard the same thing, that they're wanting to chip people, and in this chip, a lot like the chips you get for dogs, they're wanting to have medical information on there, you know, your blood type, your
cashless society too.
You know, yeah, cashless society. They've been doing. We made lots of advances towards that as it is already, because I mean, think about it. You know, most everybody has, you know, one of them little RFID chips on, you know, on their visas and credit cards and
right.
everything else. I mean, we're not that far away from being able to actually do something like that. I mean, the technology is there. It's just an aspect of actually implementing it into some sort of a biochip is what more or less they'd have to do. And I have no idea as far as how far along they are with a biochip.
They've already got it. Some companies are already using them for their employees to even access the building.
Really?
Yes, they've showed it. They could probably pull it up on YouTube sometime and find a good video of it. But yeah, they're already doing it. I think one place is in Wisconsin, a company in Wisconsin, where you have to have the chip to even get in the door.
Right, and I've also heard that some military forces are using.
British military forces are certain areas already doing that.
I've heard the same thing in the U.S.
It wouldn't surprise
with like
me.
With special forces. I don't know any specific, Rangers or SEALs or any of that nature. I don't know specifics on it.
It wouldn't surprise me. I've seen it elsewhere.
Sam put in here, you need a tinfoil hat to get rid of the buzz. That buzz is driving me nuts, I'm telling you.
They're contacting you.
But yeah, I mean, I've heard special forces is using it. They're not, I haven't heard that they've implemented it, just all across the board with everybody yet, but that they have implemented it, at least in certain special forces things, for being able to track down and whatnot with people.
Right.
And yeah. But yeah, I mean, that really wouldn't surprise me. And with the information that they can put on there is amazing, with how, something that small can hold that much information. There's a lot they can hold,
Well, I'm no major techie, but just one thought that popped in my mind is, well, you think about it, you have the cloud now.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You have the cloud that's out there. You can put a unlimited amount of information technically into the cloud. So your chip will access that cloud information. So you can basically put as much information in that system as you want.
Oh, yeah. Linda put on here, maybe one of your listeners on Pluto is trying to call in. I'm like, yes.
They forgot to dial 1.
I don't know if I don't know what the planetary calling code is. I don't even know.
What's our phone number?
Oh, our phone number is 217-965-6133. If anybody would like to call and be part of the insanity and messed upness.
The randomness.
Randomness. Oh, yeah, definitely randomness. But here's the catch-22 on this, guys. In a matter of speaking, it's like, okay, why chip you? And that's an honest question. Why do that? Because we think about it. Most of us, and especially here in the U.S., most everybody has a smartphone, a cell phone in general. Most everybody has that. Whether it's a smartphone or a dumb phone really doesn't matter, because they still have, to a pretty good accuracy, they can find out where you're at. With how many of us are using social media, they pretty well know where we're at because we tell them. All they need to do is basically get in cahoots, which they have been trying to do for quite some time. Get into cahoots with Facebook, with
Google,
Twitter, and some of those other social media things. And with Google, it's a little different because they already have all your information. They use all this stuff, and Facebook helps them out on doing this. They use all this for the sake of advertising, so they can better target people for advertising. Anytime you got a free service, guys, you got to watch out, because either you're paying for a service or somebody's paying for your information. That's why you got to be careful when it comes to anything free.
Can I add something to that?
Yes.
No. We've talked about this before.
Maybe.
But for our listeners, have you ever talked about a certain item, product, gizmo, or whatever you want to call it, and then the next time you go online, there's an advertisement for it right there?
Mm-hmm. That's happened to me very recently. Happened to a buddy of mine very recently, because, yeah, dude, just say, "Hello, Google," and your phone lights up, because your phone is always listening to you, waiting for that buzzword for it to wake up. Yeah. It's always listening. You got GPS locator on your phone. They already can track people down, already do that anyway. They don't need, and here's where I'm going with this. They don't need to go the extra mile to chip everybody. They don't need to do that because most of us, not all of us, but most of us, a very big number of people already are doing that kind of thing. Cell phones. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. They don't need to do that. Yeah. Donuts this morning. Ooh, I like donuts. I need a Krispy Kreme. It's been a long time since I've had a Krispy Kreme. It's been a very long time. Anyway, back to the but yeah, so that was the that was from TechSpot about that article, Apple and Google joining forces to develop a contact tracing system. Yeah.
Right. It wouldn't surprise me that at some point, not saying this time around with this virus, but in the future, that they say, well, we think there's a possibility that money, paper money and money itself is causing the transmission of some of these viruses. So we need to get rid of actual physical money and go cashless for that reason, for your safety.
They've already talked about that with COVID.
That's lightning.
I'm waiting for the thunder. Lightning and the thunder.
Thundercats.
Thunderstruck. Okay, anyway. They've already been talking about this with COVID-19 because our money, here in us, our money's unique, okay? Dude, if you guys ever have a chance to go up to Canada, just go. It's actually pretty freaking cool because their money is so different than ours, okay? They have what's called a loonie and a toonie, okay? Looney and a Toonie, back in my days, we called it Looney Tunes, and those were cartoons, and those were amazing Saturday morning. All right, that was amazing. But up in Canada, a loony is a $1 coin, and a toonie is a $2 coin. Freaking amazing, okay? They don't have pennies. They've completely, as of like 2 or 3 years ago, maybe even 4 years ago, they're no longer in circulation. They do not use them as a cash currency. No more pennies, no paper $1 bills, and their money is plastic. Linda put in here, I like loonies and toonies. Yeah, toonies are amazing. So whenever I first seen that on a machine, it was like, toonies only or loonies only. And I'm like, I'm thinking
I'm at home.
Right. Well, I'm thinking they were talking about like a token. That's what I was thinking, because it was like, one of their machines that you put things in and
right.
The machine, that you put money in, the claw goes down, grabs a thingy jigger, and you won a prize, and then it drops it in the hole, and you go, woohoo, you got a prize. So that's what I thought it was talking about. And I was going up front to ask what a loony and a toonie was, and that's whenever I heard somebody else goes, hey, can I convert this $5, bill into loonies? And I'm like, oh, I get it now. I didn't have to look like a complete foreign idiot and ask them about. But anyway, their money is plastic. This is back to my topic. Their money is plastic, okay? Even see-through in some places. Really cool. Our money is not. Our money isn't even paper. It's primarily cotton. It's a fiber bill. The ink on the $1 bill never 100% dries. Perfect breeding ground for any type of a virus, bacteria, whatever. Perfect breeding ground. It can stay on there and even stay alive for a pretty significant time frame. So it wouldn't surprise me whatsoever, because they have talked about, even going to the warning people, business owners and people alike, don't take, currency, bills and change and whatnot. If you accept currency, you put it off to the side. They're not even want people to use them for at least a minimum of like 24 hours once you get it. That's one of the precautionary things with accepting cash. So that wouldn't surprise me.
Right.
Wouldn't surprise me at all. So, yeah.
Yeah.
Let me look through my thingy-jigger.
Your thing?
My thing. Oh, yeah. Okay, we got to talk about this because this is another aspect. Linda put on here, she goes, also do not bring reusable canvas and cloth bags to the grocery store. And yes, they are talking about that as well because, you know, I forget what, this was on one of my shows last week or the week before last. I don't remember, but talking about how the governor was discussing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Removing the plastic bag ban.
Right. Because they were all about the environment, and they made those laws, get rid of the plastic, and now we're finding that the cloth or the reusable bags are a problem because of the virus. So now they're bringing back the plastic.
Right, and it was an aspect of it's like, okay, leaving up to the individual to make sure that bag is washed to where it's fine. They don't have to worry about it because that's all you got to do. Just wash it, throw it in the washing machine.
Yeah, it's kind of like
generally I say wash,
people to wash their hands too, which,
right?
You know,
which is still redonkulous. People are still not.
That was lightning.
Any thunder?
Give it
No
a
thunder.
second.
Give it a second.
Not
So
yet.
when did you all learn that? You know, like basically sound travels at an average, which is not an average, not sometimes above, sometimes below. It's a little slower, but 1 mile a second.
There you go.
There
There's
it
the
is.
thunder.
There it is.
It's getting closer.
Anyway, I learned that a long time. I learned that in like elementary school or something. You know,
Was it the first or second time you were in 5th or 6th grade?
did you? I was only in 5th once. I mean, surprisingly, you know. Christine put in here, but you can wash them. And I put my items in bag, then hold up for cashier to scan. And I put my items back in the bag. And yeah, I mean, that's all you got to do to get it, you know, basically virus free. Is just throw it in the washing machine, use standard detergent. That's all you need to do. And you're fine. It's just an aspect of trusting an individual to do that themselves to where other people feel safe. And that's where the
Right.
fear thing comes in, is trusting other people to be safe with bringing their own bags in. But it's like, you know, it's like whatever. I mean, it's just I'm not knocking one way or the other. I mean, if you're somebody who's conscious to that kind of thing and you want to use your own bag, cool, use your own bag. You know, they hold more, they're sturdy, go for it. You know, whatever.
Yeah.
I reuse them. You can recycle them, be used for other things with the plastic bag. But yeah, but here's the topic I was wanting to slide into. And you know what? We're going to go ahead and take another break, and then we're going to slide into this topic because, I clicked the wrong button.
Oops.
Well, I went to the wrong place. Okay, so we're going to take another quick break, and then we're going to talk about something cool.
All
We're going to talk
right.
about Hollywood.
Hollywood?
Hollywood. That's what we want to talk about. So just a couple minutes, guys, and I will be right back. Have you ever had an ailment that a normal over-the-counter remedy just couldn't fight? If this is the case, then boy, have I got the solution for you. Tussin. That's right, Tussin. Cough? Tussin. Cold? Tussin. Runny nose? Tussin. Itchy watery eyes? Tussin. Broken leg? Tussin. Tussin is the ultimate cure-all, guaranteed to stop anything that ails you. Tussin. Available wherever OTCs are sold. All right, so I apologize because I was like standing up next to the seat, next to the chair, and I see 1, 0, crap. So I had to sit. I was like, I gotta play something. So yeah, I apologize. I had a blonde moment there for a second. That was great. Linda put COVID-19 Tussin. That's right, COVID-19. I did that promo before the COVID-19 thing. I was like, and sometimes I throw in there, Corona? Tussin. That's right. Tussin. Anyway, all right, so here is the topic I am wanting to touch base on because, all right, for me, this is kind of hilarious, okay? This article comes from the Hollywood Reporter, and yep, that's Jamie Lee Curtis, Hollywood on Lockdown portfolio. Jamie Lee Curtis and Bob Grimm, whatever, none of that matters. The article doesn't matter, it's just what it's reminding me of, okay? Hollywood shutdown. It's amazing that with this whole shutdown, actors, thunder, sports, all non-essential. A lot of TV hosts, like late night TV and all that kind of stuff,
Right.
All these guys are irrelevant, not essential. And it's amazing that we're making it by and we're doing just fine without them chiming into things on a huge platform and just trying to play relevant. I seen this article too, Ben Affleck doing an online poker tournament for charity. Now, granted, I thought doing that for charity, I thought that was pretty stinking cool. I mean, I really did. And I'm not knocking that whatsoever. And this was an article that I had found on from CNN. Actually, I'll show you guys that headline. Those are some of the list. Tobey Maguire, I don't know who the chick is. I don't know who that dude is. Adam Sandler, Ben Affleck. I don't know some of them other guys on top. I mean, I recognize that guy. That's Jason Bourne, that's that guy. But, I think that's cool that they're doing it for charity. I think that's pretty awesome. I mean, that's cool. Using their fame to raise awareness, that's cool.
Depends what charity it is, too.
True. And a lot of times, a lot of them different charities, for instance, the Clinton Foundation. Everybody knows that 90% of any money that gets donated to the Clinton Foundation doesn't actually go for anything important. It goes for bureaucratic nonsense.
Right.
And that's it. Everybody knows this. And you got some good charities out there and you got some bad charities. But, I think it's cool that they're doing this, using their fame, using their fortune, using their notoriety, for that kind of thing. I think that's pretty cool. But what I laugh at, have you seen some of the stuff on there from, I forget some of the late night people. Okay. They're putting videos like this one guy did something where he was in his bathtub, bubble bath,
No, I can't say I watched that.
Yeah. I mean, it was,
what videos are you watching late at night?
Well, this was I think it might've been like the Colbert, Colbert, I think is who it was. I don't completely remember. I don't watch these guys or listen to these guys enough to actually know who the person is by looking at them. I have no idea. But it's like, it's amazing how looking at this and some of the things that they're doing, it cracks me up because you get to see these people, in a matter of speaking, more for who they really are. Okay? Somebody whom isn't that funny, isn't that knowledgeable, that relies on their writers, relies on their producers and everybody else, and relies on the the sign cue to clap at a funny, not so funny joke.
Right.
You know, how much these people rely on other people to make their shows themselves relevant.
Right.
You know, it cracks me up. You know, I mean, granted, I'm not knocking these guys at all for having the platform. Okay. But what I'm mocking them for is defending themselves for being smart, intelligent. I know all this stuff. I'm the brightest man on the block. Whenever, now something like this happens, and it's pretty clear you rely on your writers and other people to do the research, you know?
Right. You're not all that in a bag of chips like you acting like you were.
Exactly. I mean, there's other people out there, because, I mean, I listen to a lot of different radio hosts. I watch a lot of different programs, you know, Sean Hannity being one of them. He's pretty upfront and honest that, look, I got a team of people behind me. You know, I don't research all this. I don't find all this stuff out. I go over the information.
Right.
I do my homework, but I have a team. You know, and the same thing with a lot of people are like that. A lot of people are, you know, but these guys who portray themselves to be one thing and basically is defending that like I'm the brightest man on the block and everything else. And it's like, no, you're not. You know, that's where my hilarity comes from. That's where it comes from. So, yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's get rid of that because I had another pop-up ad come up on there, and I don't need no pop-up ad.
Unless it's like Hershey's or a Reese cup.
Oh, heck yeah. Those pop-ups can go ahead. You know, you can feel free. Oh, dude, that was funny. What was that, last week's show or 2 weeks ago? It was like, Reese's peanut butter.
Egg or whatever it was, yeah. You were like, oh.
Dude, and guess what I bought? This is Easter. And ladies and gentlemen, no Easter is complete without Ralphie in the Easter Bunny suit. Never mind, because that was a totally different direction than where I was going to take that to. Did you also watched, you know, the Christmas Story, you know, the whole Ralphie, you'll shoot your eye out kid. My dad never thought that was funny. You know, in the Ether Bunny outfit that he had, that one. It was funny. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So this year, no Easter is complete without the Cadbury egg. So I bought a couple. I got the regular Cadbury. Is it Cadbury or how do you pronounce that? Cadbury egg?
Cadbury egg.
Yeah, we'll go with Cadbury egg. So I got one of those, and Linda put, "I love Christmas Story, dude." That's like the best.
I stuck my tongue to the pole.
Right? It's Italian. It's fragile. I love that movie. I really did. I love that movie. And no Easter is complete without, you know, without your Cadbury eggs. And I got I got a chocolate Cadbury egg. I got a Reese's Cadbury egg. And this is the first time I've ever had a Reese's Cadbury egg. I've not had.
Now you remember the commercial for that, right? Merry Christmas, Easter Bunny. Bok, bok.
Right. Oh my God, Linda, are you serious? She says that she has the leg lamp.
Wow, really?
That is amazing. I have, you know, I got to be honest, I've never actually even searched to try to buy one of those. You so giving me an idea, just so you know.
Thanks, Linda.
I'm going to have now, like over here.
Oh yeah, put it right next to me.
Heck yeah. There will be. I might put it on the table back there. I might have to move my printer and put it back there.
Put it right next to the president here.
Dude, oh my God, that would be amazing. That would be amazing. The president, leg lamp.
Yeah.
You're giving me ideas.
I know. I'm corrupting you further.
Oh my God.
Thanks,
That's
Linda.
amazing. Christine puts nice. Oh yeah. I'll do it too. Y'all think I'm kidding.
No, I know better.
I will do it. I will so do it. All right, I'm just kind of doing a quick. I did put some articles in here, and I haven't done the whole making the thing, the magazine on Flipboard yet. I haven't gotten that far yet, but I will have one on there because I do have a handful of articles I want to share with you guys, and this way you guys can, you know, view those and take a look at them. Otherwise,
I see Ted Cruz's picture, you know, scrolling through there, and I was on Facebook last night, bored, and I was looking through his Facebook post that he makes. Mm-hmm. And I just put a funny on there. I was like, I'm willing. One of the viewers from Texas posted something. I forget what it was, and I was like, well, I'm willing to trade you one of my senators from Illinois for one Ted Cruz. And people are just laughing like, no way in hell, and this and that. I'm like, well, I'll make a counteroffer. I'll give you both my Illinois senators for one Ted Cruz. That's a heck of a deal.
Right?
No, they didn't fall for it.
Yeah. And, you brought that up, and, Red State is where that article that, you seen his face on there. Ted Cruz unleashes fury after PBS's Giorno's Virtue. I don't even know. I'm going to be honest with you. I have not read this article yet. I seen it, and I was like, I have no idea what they're talking about. So I don't know. I put that in there because it's an article I want to read. Do you know anything on that?
On which one?
Did you?
That's some rain.
It's coming.
It's coming.
Uh-huh.
No, let me read the art. No, never fear I have to be restricted. The question is for John. No, I did not.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah, me neither. I didn't read that. So
But I like Ted Cruz. I think he's a pretty good guy.
Oh yeah, I like Ted Cruz too, and he's actually the one who I put my nomination in my vote in for the 2016 election. He was my pick.
I voted for him in the primary.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's where I voted for him. I voted for him in the primary. Did not vote at all actually during the presidential, but I will in 2020.
So will I.
Yeah, I'll definitely be voting for him. Well, not Ted Cruz. I mean, the other guy.
Right.
The other guy that's running. Yeah, we could bring that up because here just recently, after a handful of weeks of socialism here in America, our own socialist, our Democratic's very own Mr. Bernie Sanders, feel the burn. He backs out of the race.
Oh.
I know. I'm so just anyway. What's actually kind of humorous for me? What's the other bone? The humerus and the
Femur.
Femur. Yeah, because I'm thinking labia and tibia. Why? Not labia.
Labia and tibia.
It was an L word. Never mind. Anyway. Don't mind me, guys. I've been drinking sweet tea today, and it jacks with my mind. Okay, just and I got a smoothie, Simply Smoothie. Y'all can't read that. Oh wait, let me full screen it. Did we? Bam!
Simply Smoothie. Is it better than naked? Getting naked?
No, naked is amazing. I love to get naked every chance I get. I go to the store naked. I go to the truck stop naked. I mean, not naked. I got my clothes on. I just buy naked. Naked juice. That stuff is good.
Have you ever had the green one?
I still can't force myself to do it.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Man.
Because that's what I bought the last time, and you didn't want to try it.
I mean, I've heard good things about it. I have. I've heard good things about it, but I've not. I mean, it's green.
Yes.
I mean, I've had poo come out like that, and it's like, no. I had a lot of broccoli, and I like my vegetables. Guys, don't get me wrong. I love my green vegetables. Oh, not so much asparagus, but like broccoli, green beans, yeah. I like cauliflower, peas. Peas are amazing. I love my green vegetables.
Brussels sprouts?
How bad did that burp come on? That was pretty good.
Pretty good. Just glad it came out that side.
Right. Anyway.
Brussels sprouts?
I'm not a huge fan of Brussels sprouts. I don't like cabbage. I'm not a huge fan of those. But I mean, I can't force myself to drink the green machine. And I've heard it's good. There's green machine. There's blue machine. Is there red machine?
I'm not sure, but
I don't remember if there's a red machine or not. But I've heard good things about it. I've not done it. But anyway,
we'll have to get you one.
Yeah. What were we talking about?
Do it.
The burn.
Naked.
Getting
Bernie.
naked.
Get naked
So,
with Bernie.
No. But he's not the one you got to be afraid of. You got to be afraid of Joe Biden because he's the smeller. I mean, so nice, so young, so fresh.
Wow. There's that buzz.
There's that buzz again. Yeah. So here's the thing that I find kind of entertaining for me. Okay. Because now you've got people, all right, everybody else on the Democratic side is out of the race. Okay. Now, there might be some argument considering you do have Bernie Sanders with some delegates, and I think that's more or less where they're, why they're talking about this or why they're bringing this up. Okay. So you do have him with some delegates. But at the same time, if he has backed out of the race, you can't necessarily vote for somebody else. Because you can't really have a multiple choice question if you don't have multiple choices. See what I'm saying? So, this is Joe's now. And they were like, oh, well, blah, 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 blah. And now we're going to have to, Joe's now he's going to, and it's like, really, guys? Are like, I got to admit, I tuned out whenever that's why there's like really not a lot of words in that. I tuned out whenever they were doing that because I'm like, I'm yelling at the radio. Like, you guys are stupid. No multiple choices. If there's no multiple choice, you can't have that. It's just, anyway. enough of that. I mean, I was irritated. I mean, stupid things just annoy me, and that was.
I seen an article where they're wanting Cuomo to get in the race now. Yeah,
and here's the other thing that I'm hearing too. Okay, because it's pretty well settled as far as the powers that be saying it's pretty well settled. There's going to be a female vice president. Okay. And they're throwing out Michelle Obama as being the potential pick for VP. I'm like, no. I bet money on it. I'd bet one full paycheck on that to anybody. It ain't going to be Michelle Obama.
And why is that?
Well, okay. Look at it like this. I'm not saying that Michelle isn't interested in politics. Not saying that at all, okay? But here's the thing. Okay? She's been first lady. Do you really think that her political aspirations are with second lady? No, not mistress. I shouldn't put that. It's... The VP lady, if she has political aspirations, she is not going to go for VP. Her aim is going to be higher. It's going to be president, not vice president, president. Tussin. That's what her aspirations are going to be. She's not going to settle for a VP spot. It wouldn't be worth her time, her effort. Okay? And here's reason number 2. Okay. She's not stupid. She's an intelligent woman. Her and Barack both. I'll give them both that. They're intelligent people. Do you really think that a political person is really going to truly throw their hat in the ring to go up against President Trump? No. That would be a stain. She is not going to stain her political career by being on the VP ticket going up against and possibly definitely losing against President Donald Trump.
Right.
It ain't going to happen. She's not going to do that. To see her run in 2024?
I was about to say that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. I could definitely see that one happening. But she ain't going to make a run as VP in 2020 against President Trump. It ain't going to happen. You know, again, I'm not saying that she doesn't have political aspirations. She says that she don't. I don't believe her. I believe her about as much as I can throw her. That's not very far because I can't get anywhere close to her to try to throw her. I mean, I try. I mean, you know, I just don't think. Well, I'm not.
Throw you though.
She probably would. I mean, she looks like she can handle herself. You know, she's a tough woman. You know, but she ain't stupid. You know, she's not. No, it's just not going to happen. I don't think for a second. You know, I mean, and I honestly don't even see her choosing Hillary Clinton. You know, or Biden choosing Hillary Clinton. What do you think on that?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
because I'm not sure. I really don't, because it's not going to be just Biden, I believe, making that decision. You know, his backers and, you know, the people on the DNC are going to be saying this is who you're going to pick.
Right. I mean, there's so many other good choices for her to pick. I really don't think. You know, I don't see Biden picking Hillary Clinton, and even if.
What about AOC?
She's too young.
Yeah.
But.
Could you imagine though?
Oh my God. And here's the thing though too, guys, because if he does end up picking Hillary Clinton as his running mate, you know. I mean, he'd have Bill's blessing because Bill's like, I've had it. You know, it's like, you know, you can be his running mate. That's fine. You know, but, you know, running mate. Yeah. Anyway. But I'll be mourning the death of President Biden about a week after his inauguration.
Yeah, that's interesting.
I mean, because she's going to have him suicided. I mean, I'm just saying, you know it's coming. I mean, she's suicided all kinds of people. You know it's coming. You know, so.
Wow.
You were thinking it. You know, I mean, come on. I mean, everybody says the same thing. It's like, dude, she'll have him suicided if she gets VP. Who's going to be the president? Hillary. I don't think any one of them are all there. You know, and that's the thing too, man. It's like I am actually concerned about her health because the woman ain't doing good. You know, she didn't do good on the campaign trail, you know, in 2016. She really didn't.
Right, and that's another question. Could she physically handle another in-depth election, like, you know, a running?
Well, it's going to be a lot easier for her this time around because she didn't do, you know, she's not Joe. You know, he's been in this thing for a while. You know, she's coming in, you know, even after halftime. You know, she's coming in on the third quarter of the game. It ain't going to be as strenuous for her. But even still, man, I mean, I'd be concerned with her even making it. You know, I don't wish harm on anybody. But I mean, her health ain't the best. You know,
here's a
really
thought for you. How about instead of Clinton, Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi?
Leave.
Just a thought. If she knows that her speakership is about, you know, going to go bye-bye, you know, what's the chance?
Possibility, I'll give you that. But I honestly... I'm going to answer you that question by answering you this. Okay? Ted Cruz, okay? Linda put in here, Biden and Pelosi, I'm moving to Canada.
Yeah, I'd be moving with you.
I agree. But here's the thing, though, okay? Ted Cruz, neither one of these two have acknowledged, you know, like 100% acknowledged, you know, and said, oh, no way. Wouldn't that ticket be 200 years plus? Yeah, Christine. Yeah, that would, just no. But Ted Cruz was like, we all know, okay, Ted Cruz has a history when it comes to the Senate. You know, he was a lawyer that litigated and argued on behalf of the Constitution in front of the Supreme Court, okay? he was a lawyer. He is a lawyer. Okay. And pretty much the consensus is that he was one of President Trump's top picks for Supreme Court justice. Okay. And here's one of the things that Ted Cruz is adamant about. He wouldn't have done it. There was a possibility. He discussed it with his wife. They had several conversations about it, and it more or less boiled down to he didn't want to go to the Supreme Court because he felt that he can do more good as a senator.
Right.
On the legislation side of the law, not hearing something after the fact. Okay. And considering the difference in terms between what is possible as a president or a vice president, 10 years max, that's it. That's all you get, 10 years. Compared to her 40 plus years that she's been, in the House of Representatives.
Right.
I really don't think she would do that because then, after the presidency, her political career is over. Now, I'll give you this, and this is a point you did bring up. I mean, her career is on the waning. Mm-hmm. Okay. Her career, she's on the way out. Okay. Whether it be health related, whether it be because of the, decisions that she's made. And believe me, guys, she is in no way in jeopardy of getting voted, of having a running mate vote her out. Okay. The next election, it ain't going to happen. Okay. After all this impeachment crap and everything else, they still put her on the ticket.
Right.
Okay. I don't feel in any way, shape, or form that she has a possibility of losing in this 2020 election. I don't see it. Why? Because her supporters are supporting what Nancy Pelosi is doing. Just saying. Okay. She's got the support of her constituents. But I don't see her giving up however many years she wants in Congress for a limited 10 years. And then after that 10 years, she's done. Because, after she becomes president, she's not going to go back and be a senator again. She ain't going to do that. You ain't going to do that. She'd be giving up a butt ton of money in pension. She wouldn't do that. So, possible. But I really don't know how far away she is from actually hanging up, hanging her wig up. I don't know. I don't know. I really haven't heard anything definitive coming from her that she is really giving serious consideration to retiring, and that's what I'm saying. I don't know.
Yeah. But could you imagine that nightmare scenario though? Joe Biden and her as vice president. Joe Biden goes bye-bye. Something happens to him. He dies, croaks, whatever. And you got Nancy Pelosi now as your commander-in-chief.
Yeah. Do I have...
Scary.
Oh, yeah. I don't have that. There's a soundbite that Brandon on the Machine Radio show has used. And it's Joe Biden's, different verbal mess ups. And, and then there's stuff of, what's her name? Nancy Pelosi's verbal mess ups. And it's like, could you imagine those two, on the ticket together? You wouldn't know what's coming out of either one of their mouths. Neither one of them can speak very well. Christine put in here that Kamala is the favorite. Amy K is the second face when you look at odds. And Amy is the name that I've been hearing tossed around. I have been hearing that name quite a bit. A lot of people are actually very much wanting her to be the VP. They think that she's got the best shot. They think that she has the best shot of balancing the ticket to
cover Joe up.
Yeah, to cover Joe and actually have a better chance of, defeating President Trump in 2020. So, I mean, they are looking at her. I've heard her name popped up several times. There was another one, too. I don't remember who the other one was. There was another name that I heard, too, of a good possibility, an up-and-comer, somebody to kind of help attract the younger, more radical Democrats into it. So I have heard that. But Amy is definitely the one that I'm more hearing about. Let's see, and they have Stacey Abrams as third wave. Third favorite. Yeah, Stacey Abrams. Yeah. Kamala Harris, absolutely. Amy, and I don't remember what her last name is, and Stacey Abrams as a possible VP, possible running mate for good old Joe. Good old hair sniffing Joe, who likes it when kids bounce on his lap and rub his legs. He said it, not me. I'm just saying that's wow. That was messed up. Anyway, guys, that's all we got. That's all we got. So I will be doing a show tomorrow. With it being Ether. I got something I want to talk to you guys about. And so I will be doing a show tomorrow, 7 p.m. Central Time. So that's 8 p.m. Eastern and 5 p.m. Pacific. Yep. I got to be specific about that.
6 p.m. Mountain.
Yeah, that one too. So tomorrow, 7, I got a discussion. I'm going to talk about some stuff.
The Ether Buddy?
Not the Ether Bunny.
Not the Ether Bunny?
Not the Ether Bunny. I already got the title in my head of what I'm going to have, of what it's going to be. And I'll put a post on there. It's going to be a good conversation. It's not going to be a very long show. I'd be surprised if it goes a half hour. I mean, honestly, it's probably going to be 15 to... No. It's probably going to be about 15, 20 minutes. Just a small conversation. Easter thing, Oh, yeah, and by the way, since Easter Sunday has been canceled this year, so we've already killed Jesus. We had Good Friday, so we killed Jesus. Since Easter's canceled, we haven't brought him back yet, so Jesus is just going to be staying dead, the rest of the year. That also means that next year, since we didn't resurrect him, that we can't have Good Friday and kill him off again. So next year, Good Friday is canceled. So Jesus comes back Easter next year.
Wow.
I made that joke with a buddy of mine a few days ago, and he was like, dude, there's something wrong with you. I'm like, I know. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Happy Easter, yes. Good night. Sleep tight. And if the bugs... Never mind.
Bite 'em back.
This has been The HoHo Show. For more information, you can head to thehohoshow.com. And for the merchandise store, you can head on over to stinkpickle.com. That is stinkpikle.com. Until next time.